Hiya, my people. It is so nice to be here again after what seems like how many months? Ages. Anyways, it's good to see you guys. I hope you've been well. I hope you've been awesome. I will not go too long into the details of why I'm just appearing after a season of hiatus, or what do we call it? A lot has been happening. A lot has happened. Um, I started a new business. I had a couple of jobs that were very engaging at the beginning of the year, and then we moved houses. So a lot of things happened that I just didn't have time, and then my laptop is still spoiled, etc. So I just really I couldn't couple everything together with doing dedicated videos for you guys. But I'm trying to come back now, especially because I'm a bit more settled. Yeah. Anyways, that aside, this video we're going to be talking about how to make your holiday more blissful for you and your child. Activities that will make your holiday more fulfilling. Okay. We are 5 weeks now into or 4 weeks into a 9 to 10 weeks holiday, and I mean, when is the best time than when I have kind of mastered the holiday to an extent to share with you tips and tricks that I had tried and tested. Okay. I've had a couple of friends call me, or some of them that I've called, and we've shared how is your holiday going, how are you doing it, how is it going, etc, and we've shared these things together. I've learned from them, they've learned from me, and as I said, these are tried and trusted tips and tricks that I want to share with you. Okay. So I learned from a coach that I follow online. When you look at that, you want your holiday to be 3 things for you and your toddler. Note, for you and your toddler. You want it to be easy for you. You want it to be easy for your toddler or for your child, your young one. You want it to be entertaining for you and your toddler. You also want it to be educative for you and your toddler. So those 3 things. You want the holiday to be easy, to be educative, and entertaining. You want it to be engaging overall. Okay. So one of the ways that you can do that is to have a plan or a structure. Anybody who doesn't plan has already planned to fail. So you have to have a plan already. And how do you create a plan that works with you and your children this holiday? The first thing that I would ask you to do is to write down the things that you want your holiday to achieve for you. For me, the holiday season is a season or a time to really bond with my little ones, to bond with my children like never before. Because when they're going to school, we are all up in the morning, rush hour, they're out, then I'm going to pick them, and then they come back, assignments. There's just a rush to life. But during the holiday, there's a slowing down. We are unwinding, we're unpacking, we are resetting together as a family. Okay. And for me, for my children, the holiday season is also a time to do those things that I've always wanted to do with them. It's still bonding. For instance, I've always wanted to have a nice prayer routine with my children. It's not as if we didn't used to pray when they used to go to school. When Joshua used to go to school, we used to pray mostly at night together as a family. But then the prayer was not, it wasn't particularly, I don't know, it's not as enjoyable as now. Okay. So actively praying together as a family, singing, clapping, all the walks of the morning devotion that we used to do when we were children. I'm doing it with them now during the holidays, and I didn't have that luxury when they were going to school. Another thing that I wanted to incorporate was, and this is individualistic, whatever your child's need is. I noticed that in my son's daily life, he didn't know how to eat by himself. So I wanted to teach him how to use the spoon and fork, how to eat by himself. Till now, my first son he has a particular pattern with food. He still eats pureed food. We've asked around and we realized that it's not a problem. He's still going to outgrow it, but it's just a peculiarity that is to him. So that makes it more difficult to self-feed for some reason, because my second son, who is just a year plus, I don't know if I told you I have two sons. One is 3 plus, one is a year plus. Yeah, my other son, who is just a year plus, is already eating by himself. Kind of can use the cutlery to an extent, even though it's very messy. Has a grasp on finger foods because he eats normal food, right? So I just wanted to, I wanted Joshua to learn how to eat by himself, even if it's pureed food. I also wanted him to learn how to dress himself, and then academically, he's not very good with subtraction. He's very good with addition, but he's not very good with subtraction. And then he's just coming up in reading. So I wanted him to learn subtraction and reading, and then his coloring is kind of defective. So I wanted him to learn how to color properly, and he's learning all that. He has improved greatly. So what were the things when I wrote those things down? I wrote that these were the things I wanted to achieve. Then the next thing that you want to do is to check what your natural routine is without the structure. So for some few days, I studied the pattern that we had: waking up, sleeping, eating, etc., and I wrote it down. My children typically woke up 7:38. I woke up earlier than that, and I could get some things done before they woke up. My help came in around 7:30 as well. So 7:38 was when our routine, our daily routine typically started. Then around 7 in the evening was when it began to wound. My help would have left by then because we have someone that comes in and goes. My husband is not a fan of leaving help, so yeah. So she comes in and goes Monday to Saturday. Sunday we are by ourselves. So yeah, so she leaves by 5:36, and then evening time with my husband and children, we're winding down 7:30. They've eaten. 8, we're watching TV of some sort, and then 8:30 we're going up to have our bath, and 9:30 prayers and sleep. So you want to check what your routine is like and then plan around it. Okay, so yeah, having said that, and having noted that, we created a home schedule for my children, and our home schedule typically goes like this: 8 a.m. they wake up, morning devotion for 15 or 20 minutes in the morning. After morning devotion, Joshua does a drill. It could be reading, it could be writing, it could be puzzles, it could be coloring, a lot of times subtraction. So he does a drill, and I will tell you guys where I got those drills from. Don't worry, in a bit I'll tell you where I got and printed his drills that I use for him from. So he does a drill, and then the next thing, we do breakfast. Then we alternate between having their baths for them and then breakfast. So during breakfast they watch a bit of educational TV, and then they continue. You could continue the drill, or you could go outside to play if it's not raining. It rains a lot in Port Harcourt, so if it's not raining, they go outside to play. Then they come in. We typically try to not put on the television during the day. We typically try to fill it up with activities, and these activities are mostly it's things that they can do by themselves. So we put some toys that they can play with by themselves. There are different toys that we alternate every day, or we put a book, or we put some puzzles that they alternate day by day. And then we also fill each week with random serious activities. For instance, we can go to the supermarket together and they learn about the supermarket, or we can go to the park together to play. They are learning about landscapes, etc. We can go to a restaurant for fine dining, or we've not been to the arcade, it's part of the plan. We've not been to the movies, it's part of the plan. So you can sprinkle in, we went painting, we went to a paint therapy shop and we went painting. We also want to do candle making. So you can sprinkle in activities here and there within your weekly schedule. So there's a daily schedule and then there's a weekly schedule. So some of the places where I get materials or resources for my son's daily activities are Monday Mandala. That one is very good for coloring. Monday Mandala, I would type it so that you can see, mondaymandala.com. I also use the Cuddle blog. The Cuddle blog has been very helpful for me. Very, very helpful. She's actually a Nigerian homeschooler. She homeschools her children, and she gives out a lot of. I was on Telegram group where she gives out a lot of free resources that you can use to make your child's learning more enjoyable, both for you and the child. It's just that you have to buy. Sometimes you have to buy some resources. We learned about soil, the forest, the continents. In learning about and countries, in learning about continents and countries as well, you can teach your child just um, you try to see what is age appropriate for your child and try to do it. You're not trying to do something so advanced that your child is confused or not able to enjoy it. Again, remember, it should be easy, educative, and then entertaining. Enjoyable, engaging, those are other words that should come to your mind. Easy, enjoyable, educative, engaging, encapsulating, things that are just nice and sweet. That's what you should try to be doing, not things that are beyond your child. So I've mentioned Monday Mandela, the Cuddle blog, and the final place that I use is K5 Learning. That's for kindergarten children, and my child is in kindergarten. If you check Google, you may find other free educational websites where you can get resources that are age appropriate to your child. If your child is a toddler, infant, or a bigger child, you can always get educational resources free. Just check it in Google, give it a little bit of time. Okay, and then for TV programs during the day, as I said, maybe when they're eating and then some parts of the morning, I put some TV program for them. I also put in the evening. The three major ones that we watch in this house, number one is Superbook, and that's because I'm a Christian and I want to incorporate my Christian values, which I feel are Christian values for me build like the core. They are like my core values. So, and I feel that they are such valuable values that children learning them from an early age will help them a lot in life. So Superbook is something that is a program that my children watch. The second program that they really watch is Fino and Bino. Fino and Bino is an educational TV program that is African. So it teaches you different things about African history. It teaches you about the continent, the continent itself, the African continent. It teaches you about countries in Africa. It teaches you about languages in Africa. It teaches you about respect. So Fino and Bino is a very, very lovely program that I recommend. When it came to Superbook and Fino and Bino, at the beginning my children didn't like it, but now they really love it. And Fino and Bino has a lot of dancing and fun and shaking, the beats are there. It's an African children's program now, so yeah. So, and then the final one that we really watch is Wild Kratts. Wild Kratts has been, oh my days. If you want your children to learn about animal and geography just to broaden their scope, then you really want to be doing Wild Kratts, right? So those three majorly because of Joshua, and then I sprinkle in a bit of learning blocks, alpha blocks, number blocks for my baby Ezekiel. So those are the educational TV programs that are also entertaining and educative, educative, entertaining, enjoyable, that we watch, and that you can watch and put for your children as well, and you have no fear. Long time ago I used to do Miss Rachel, but then the whole alphabet group thing came up with her, and then I just shifted base. But yeah, those are helpful, right? I think I've mentioned the basics, and now let me finally go into the nitty-gritty. So what you want to be doing during the holiday, or let me reiterate so that you can understand, is to have a schedule, right? A schedule that works, a daily schedule that works for you. Even if you're a 9 to 5er, or you are a stay-at-home mom, just have a schedule for you and your children that works for you. Plan it, right? And then fill it with activities that are both educative and entertaining and easy for you and your children. I said to mention, you can't be too rigid with your schedule as well, or your timetable. You just do what you can. Your children, we are human beings, we are not exactly predictable, so don't get angry if they are not doing the subtraction or multiplication or whatever um, assignment you give them to do. They're not doing it to perfection. It's a holiday. They're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to make mistakes. Give yourself a lot of grace and just move on. The structure is there to guide, not so that you can be constrained to it, if you get what I mean. Yeah. I hope this simple video has helped. I hope I didn't miss anything out. Yeah, another thing you should do is that aside from having a daily schedule, you should have a weekly schedule. Okay, every week I want them to do this activity. I want us to go fine dining. I want us to go to the park. I want us to go see movies. I want us to go to the arcade. I want us to go to supermarkets. I want us to go jogging. I want us to go, visiting. This video is most especially for those who are not traveling during the holiday, because when you're traveling during the holiday, you can also incorporate this as well, but there are more outdoor activity things that you should do, and then you should plan just the way you, as a person, as a parent, maybe you're going on a personal tourist, you're going to another country. The way you plan it as a tourist, the way you plan things by things, if you're also going on holiday, that's the way you have to put schedules and plan things, and really that's the best way to enjoy your holiday. I wish you guys a blissful and amazing, power-packed, educative, easy and entertaining holiday. Thank you for staying with me. Much love, and I hope to see you soon.